Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for joining me today in these very different times that we find ourselves in. And as you can see, I'm at home and I aim to address as many questions as I can today about remote learning. Please rest assured, though, if I don't address a question today or I don't have an immediate answer on something, I will ensure I will answer as soon as possible. Please, would you allow me the privilege of praying with you and ask God to guide me for you. Father God, I pray today that you'll be with us as a community and that you would help me to allay any concerns there may be in this new remote space and ensure the words I speak are clear and helpful. Father, I pray for your protection over all of our children and our families in the weeks to come. Amen. Okay, so I have created a PowerPoint for us and we're live. So I'm going to share my screen with you to do this. I know a fundamental criticism of PowerPoint is not to read what's on the screen. However, please forgive me if I do this at times because I want to make sure I am clear in answering many of the questions that have come through on our platforms. There is also a questions function, a chat function, where you can ask questions as we go, and I do have others who are helping me moderate the conversations in case I miss items. If there are any technical difficulties my end, please also let us know. I have a backup plan if it's needed. This is also being recorded for those who would like to watch me twice or more, or for those who can't make it at the moment and are watching this later. So, as you are fully aware, remote learning is upon us, and I too will be working from home as your principal. I have mentioned before, I'm in a situation where my boys will be doing remote learning in years 6 and 7 at Heathdale. My husband is now working from home and my niece is here from Perth, so we can keep her safe. So there is much for me that I can relate to in your situations. However, I know that we are all different and remote learning with younger children is hard. And I know many have situations where parents are at work or technology is not a strength, but that's why I want to reassure you that it is my desire to tailor as much as possible for you to help individual families. There might not be a one-size-fits-all solution, and we are looking at a variety of ways to support people. It is our desire to give a high quality experience for all. And for this reason, we will behind the scenes be working across campus and within year level teams or learning areas to present our curriculum. At school, lessons include the intention of learning and how children can achieve success, and this will not change. We will be intentional about our curriculum and we will give individual feedback on work completed. And this learning is continuous. One of the questions that has been high on all of our priorities is how are we going to do this? What is the nitty-gritty of it? Well, you can expect Canvas to be available from Tuesday for years 3 to 12. So that's 3 to 7 at the Melton campus. And work will be uploaded onto Canvas. And if you have any problems at all, first contact your homeroom teacher and we can go from there. Over the next 2 weeks, excitingly, we will onboard the prep to year 2s and Canvas will be available for them by the beginning of week 3. But for the next 2 weeks, we will be managing via email and working out our learning programs from there. You will all also receive a weekly lesson plan prior to the week and checklists of what to do and what will be addressed during the week. We need you to now, more than ever, to be in partnership with us through the good and through the tough times. And we might not always get it right, but we are determined that every day we will keep improving. And we've got this together. And as I said earlier, we want to tailor your experience. So if you have any financial difficulties, technical difficulties, or learning questions or difficulties, there are avenues to help. From Tuesday, you can still call Alex. You can call Alex in the front office if you want to speak to somebody specifically at Melton. You can also email Christy at our Melton addresses from now on. You can contact your homeroom teacher, and we will all help find solutions with everyone. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, some days are a little more monotonous. So we've been thinking about what we can do to make some days a little bit different. So we have looked at some additional extras. We are going to have devotions every day. These are optional, and they will start at 8:30 like they would in the normal school day. But it's a great way to connect together every day, and I will be doing regular addresses to you all because I need to keep in touch too. We will have online house activities, assemblies, we'll have some clubs online, and we're even going to do a cross-country event inside and online. But I know that many of us are trying to juggle work and home, and sometimes that won't be easy, which is why many of our experiences will be able to be done at any point during the day as well as live. And I don't know about you, but there are some days when my children are coping with this, and there's some days when they're not. And there are some days when I seem to manage better than others. And sometimes we all need additional support. And if your child needs additional support, our pastoral care team are here, and they will be reaching out to you. Can I encourage you to connect with each other and your children's friends' parents to provide support for each other? Children working together remotely can also be a support for them. You need to know that we are praying hard, and our Christian distinctive will not change. God is in the midst of this with us, and our lessons will always be presented with a biblical worldview. And remember that child safety is a top priority. So if anything tricky happens online, we need you to tell us straight away. We are also continuing to work on assessment. You and your children will be informed on what to send in and how. It's obviously going to be difficult to do formal parent-teacher interviews, but we will be phoning and video conferencing with you. We are also working on reports on what they will look like for semester 1. Your children will start to experience great feedback on Canvas, and as a parent observer, you can tap into this too, which I too at home find very helpful. So in the event that a teacher becomes ill, we do have backup plans, but it does mean that your child's class may be taken over by another teacher, which might be a specialist or somebody else in the year team. If somebody else in the teacher's family is unwell, this might also be the case. So I would request that you spend a little bit of time talking to your child about what all of this means. If we can start to make some good routines from next week together, it will help. I know there might be moments where I'm getting lunch for everyone, or I'm helping my own children with a piece of work and might not be available straight away when you email, which will be the same for teachers. But if your child gets stuck, please try to move on to another task until your teacher gets back to you. We are aiming to reply swiftly, but it may take longer in this space to reply to everyone well. Also, please could you try to respect that teachers will need a little bit of rest in the evenings and try to stick to business hours where possible. But if this isn't possible because you are an essential worker, try to make an agreement with your homeroom teacher. If your child is unwell, can you please still contact the absence email address so we know not to expect any completed work for however long. Most of all, I ask for patience. Being in the senior leadership team, I am aware of all of the behind-scenes action, and I can assure you we are working on every concern that is out there. Lastly, connection is key, and there are many ways to connect. Email, Canvas, the website, the closed Facebook account, each other, the pastoral care team, the IT team, even me if you like. I have been very encouraged by the emails that you have sent me, and I would like to take this opportunity to thank you personally for your support. So I am sure I have not covered everything, and there will be questions out there from you. So I'm going to have a look from our questions moderators, and I'm going to try and answer some. Okay, so the first question, I'll call it out, says, what about the parents who are frontline workers and need to go to work? How will we help the child during the day? Yeah, that's a really tricky question, isn't it? Look, at the moment, the government is saying if you can learn from home, you must learn from home. And so we are following what the government says. However, we are having conversations about how we can provide assistance in this space. So there will be surveys that will go out and forms that you can fill in. So if this applies to you specifically, where you definitely need help with your child during the day, make sure you fill in the form and let us know so that we can tailor our help to your individual need. Next question, if parents work morning to afternoon, how do we know now our child is working properly in Canvas? Yeah. And to be honest, I had this very incident with my grade 6 child. I sat down with him at the end of a very long day one day and said, right, let's have a look at what you've done. But I was very privileged that his teacher, I emailed her and I said, I'm a little bit wanting to know if he's done all of the work that he's supposed to. Can you help me navigate Canvas? Can you in his space? And she was great, and she did a video conference with me and she showed me everything that I needed to do, and I certainly got him on track. My poor children having the principal as they're doing remote learning. Next question, is the online course an interactive online course? How do children interact with their teachers? Yep, good question. So for years 5 to 7, there will definitely be online classes. We are also aiming for this for 3 and 4s, but these will come through Teams. Okay, and then we are working on what we are providing for the preps to 2s. So there will be video uploads, but there will also definitely be interactive courses. And like I said, the devotions will be live, assemblies are going to be live. We will definitely have interactive elements. So the children interact through Teams, but that also occurs through the platform of Canvas. But if you get stuck with that, again, we can help, we can navigate, we can show you. We've got heaps and heaps of experts that can help you. Yeah. The next question, will I need to get a laptop or computer organised for my children? Look, if you have accessibility to a device, that's great. If you don't have accessibility to any device at all, then again, we have avenues where we will be asking parents to complete a survey and a form where if they need specific help. I think if you can get that, it's helpful, but I also understand that many shops have sold out, and also that's not realistic for everybody. So having a device in the family will be helpful, but if that's not possible, we can absolutely help out families if you complete the forms and then we go through what is needed. Okay. All right, so that's most of the questions that I've had coming through. I do hope that this time has helped to further clarify some of the questions and items that people might have. Remember, you can put through your questions at Heathdale. You can put through your questions to the Melton campus as well. There's also the Facebook, the closed parent account. And we are working hard on answering everybody's questions as well. And I know that Ross, the executive principal, and the board are also busy working on making sure that everybody is okay. The main thing is though, that we stay safe and that everybody is well, and that you tell your children that we miss them and we miss them all, and we're in this together, and we will keep working on this together. So I hope that helps, and I hope that this Easter you have a beautiful time, and remember that Christ has died for us and that God has got this and he's in the midst of this. So I look forward to hearing from you or seeing you online and guiding all of the learning that's going to happen. And I will see you soon. Happy Easter. Bye-bye.